Well, in the meantime, nearly 1 million children do not have access to laptops or even Wi-Fi, and it's meant that they've struggled to do homework while schools have been closed due to the pandemic. Now, we'll be talking about the digital divide all day here on BBC Radio London, and our reporter, Greg Mackenzie, is on the Patmore estate in Battersea this morning. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Petri. Yes, I'm at the Yvonne Carr Children's Centre here in Battersea. It's home to FAST, which is a Christian-inspired youth organisation. So what they've been doing, they've been helping people, locals really, children and parents during lockdown. And they're part of a unique scheme to provide laptops and tablets to those in need during lockdown. So with us now is Kafui PtC. He's the CEO of FAST. So Kafui, tell us about how you've managed to engage and I understand you've helped about 300 families.
Yeah, that's correct. So when lockdown initially was announced, obviously there was a lot of panic, especially between kind of stakeholders. So we had a lot of phone calls, and then it was decided that we'd develop this network. So we came on Zoom and we just discussed some of the challenges. And digital poverty was identified by ourselves as a local youth organisation, as well as the schools, as a major issue. And so Battersea Power Station were one of the partners on the phone call, and they partnered up with Wandsworth Council to connect, to create Power to Connect, which is what we're talking about today. So what that does is, as mentioned, we provide laptops as well as broadband, so that local families can be able to access this. And obviously it's been a huge issue to help, especially educational development along with that. So that's what we've been working on.
And Kafui, for people listening, how do they get hold of a laptop and a tablet?
So yeah, that's the big thing. So we are focused on, and we need help from donations of laptops. So we've had about over 300 laptops donated, and then they've been able to had some people who've cleaned the laptops and put on the required programs, which has then been given out to local families and made a huge difference.
And you say you need donations, so what can people do, and how old do they need to be? Oldish or kind of fairly new laptops, or kind of people that want to get rid of their old laptops?
So we're asking for laptops that are 5 years old as a maximum, so any between that. And so if you go to the website, which is powertoconnect.co.uk, nice and simple, you can find out more information about how you can give laptops.
And what are people saying? What are the families saying, especially the kids, when they receive a laptop or a tablet, because they wouldn't have had this before, and then they donated it? How does it change their lives?
Well, it's made a huge difference, and we've seen a change. So initially, we had all the parents kind of contacting us, talking about the need, and so they've really benefited from it, because as you can imagine, we live in an environment where there's a lot of overcrowding. So you have 3 or 4 children living in a house, and so having access to our laptops makes a huge difference for a whole family, which is able to engage academically, but also laptops and digital poverty helps with just communication. So you can imagine how isolated people feel, not being able to express themselves and being physically confined, but also virtually not being able to access it. So there's been a huge impact. But we also have seen as well that more recently, the children have been asking us, which has been interesting. So it shows how much they feel they've been missing out. And the families have really said it's made a difference, primarily in terms of motivation, because, in a classroom, you're not only engaging working with the teacher, but you're working with your pupils and their peers. So peer-to-peer learning and having that engagement with their teachers makes a huge difference.
And in terms of, I guess, the donations, it's changing people's lives. For you, during lockdown, I mean, how was that for you? I mean, I guess people were locked down, but you as a youth worker kind of engaging. How was it for you?
Yeah, so it's been challenging. We've learned the skill of adapting to the environment, as everybody else has had to do. And so we've kind of gone from Zoom activities. And once again, those who don't have laptops or phones have not been able to engage with that. So we've had to kind of do social distance walking where allowed. And we're in the process of meeting up in small groups. And now the community centres open. We've been able to use that to engage with young people.
Incredible, incredible. So if you've got a spare laptop or a tablet, do get in touch. It's powertoconnect.com.co.uk,
that's correct. And we're really keen, especially for kind of corporates who, every couple of years they renew, they have new laptops. If they can provide some of their laptops, that'll be amazing. Really appreciate it.
Well, there you have it, Petri. That's Kafui PtC here at the Yvonne Carr Children's Centre, part of FAST, which is a Christian-inspired youth organisation. Back to you in the studio, Petri.
Thank you very much indeed. We're listening.